This is the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA, a weekly recap of your Philadelphia Eagles and all the news around the NFL. Broadcasting live from Chickies and Pete's, tonight's show is brought to you by the Philadelphia Protestant Home, Rob's Automotive and Collision, SEPTA, The Capitol Grill, Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, Ventresca's Custom Clothing, Chickies and Pete's, Begley, Carlin, and Mandio Law Firm, Hand and Stone Spa, Penworth Financial Services, BCWSA, and CJ's Tire and Automotive. We now go live to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Now, here are your hosts, Delaware County Times Birds reporter Bob Grotz and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. Great to have you with us. Here we are at Chickies and Pete's in Audubon on a beautiful Tuesday night. And, Bob, this week has been made much better by the goings-on Sunday where the Eagles clinched the first seed in the NFC.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Merrill, but I was exhausted covering that team. Yeah.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
I'll tell you, I thought
they made it look easy this year. They had their struggles, that two-game losing streak,
Sure.
but the quarterback wasn't there. And but you know, they came through, and a lot of people have asked me, "Are you concerned about the last game, the winner, 22-16 over the Giants?" Not at all.
No, I'm not either.
I mean, they came out of it healthy. They came out of it healthy. They got some guy. They got Jalen Hurts back into the game, and they got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. That was kind of under the radar. That return. He played all 63 snaps.
He did.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was amazing is that they were able to play Jalen Hurts and give him a limited repertoire. I mean, when they're in the red zone and they didn't score, you think about how many times this year Hurts scored on a quarterback draw where he took one step back and went right up the middle. And they just took that away this week because they did not want him getting hurt. And I thought that was an intelligent decision.
Yeah, he did have a run-pass option in the second half. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
And I think he wanted to go in, but then he thought better of it, and he just flipped it out of bounds. So.
Well, and that's the other point, Bob. The fact that even when he did run, there were opportunities where he could have picked up 10, 12 yards, and he wisely slid down after
he got
3
down,
yards.
Yeah.
He did what he had to do.
Yeah, that was huge because I think if he still has pain in that shoulder, and he said he did for that game, if they can't get it all out in 2 weeks, he's going to have to play through it. And playing through it, it doesn't hurt to take a playoff here or there. Not a playoff off, but get rid of the ball or something.
Well,
live to play another down.
I don't know that the pain was exactly in the shoulder. It could have been in the upper chest area or around
it's around the
collarbone.
Right,
around the collarbone,
right.
Because when I watched him throw, his motion was unencumbered. He didn't seem to have any problem putting zip on the ball or throwing downfield deep when he wanted to. I think it's pain that he had, but it didn't really affect his passing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look up unencumbered, yeah. That's
That
more
means
syllables than I've used all year.
That means that there was nothing that interfered with his throwing motion.
In that case, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and he got through that game. And they won. I mean, they did exactly what they had to do, a really vanilla playbook. They could end up playing the Giants next week, right?
Well, not next week.
Well, do you think the
2 weeks.
Giants are going to be?
2 weeks.
Oh, in 2 weeks.
Eagles
I'm sorry.
are off this
You're right.
week.
You're right. In 2 weeks.
They could.
I think the Giants, they're going to beat the Vikings.
You really think
so?
so?
Yeah, I absolutely do. The Vikings, they can't stop anybody. And they're going to run the ball, and they're going to control the clock. And that's one of my upsets, first round of the playoffs, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
they're rested.
You've done such a great job picking games all year.
I know. I got a
right
10-game lead.
Now,
yeah.
Right now, I think that Minnesota's a lock.
Yeah.
But, you know, the other team, the low seed is Seattle. And we'll pick at the end of the show, as we always do.
Oh, they'll be gone.
But
yeah.
you would think they would be gone.
Yeah, they have. And I got in an argument with somebody about this, too, on his show. Do you know Billy Werndell?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Who is here tonight eating everything in sight.
He said that's not a sure thing, yeah. But, and I respect his opinion. I think they're going to, it's an easy win to me.
Well, I think
the 49ers over Seattle.
Well, the defense is so
round.
good, isn't it?
Yeah, it really, and, D'Amico Ryans is already there's like 2 or 3 teams that have asked for permission to talk to him. He can do no, he can't do virtual interviews. He doesn't have a bye. Yeah, no, he could do a virtual interview with the team the week before the Super Bowl if they keep playing that.
Now this week, can Jonathan Gannon and Shane Steichen do interviews?
Yes, and Nick Sirianni today intimated that they would do it at the end of the week. Right now, they're self-scouting. They're going over
and they would be Zoom interviews or in person?
Yeah, no, they would be Zoom, yeah. The coordinators of teams that have buys are allowed to do Zoom interviews. And the teams, interesting list of teams, too. The Colts and the Panthers and the Texans are interested in Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator. And the Texans, again, are interested. They've asked for permission to speak to defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon. And he was a finalist last year. So there's a chance that one of those guys could be a head coach somewhere.
Well, I think they're both quality football guys, and I think both of them have what you need to become very successful head coaches.
Yeah, I know you think a lot of Gannon.
I do,
and they got the number 1 defense. I really think Steichen has done an awesome job.
Oh, he has.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that.
His play calling has been, I mean, even the play. I didn't like the play calling against the New Orleans Saints as much as I did the play calls against the Cowboys. But I mean, all year with Jalen, they have a chemistry. So
they do.
Yeah, he's
good.
But
don't forget that the guy he is most close to on the coaching staff is Brian Johnson, and Brian Johnson is the quarterback coach who has known him since he was 10 or 11 years old. Right. And I think that there's a good chance that if Shane Steichen moves on, Brian Johnson would be elevated to offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Would you think?
Yeah, Nick Sirianni said they would look inside, and he also has a contingency list of other guys outside should those coordinators move on. Yeah.
Nick's done a good job. He really has.
Yeah, very underrated season for him. And I think it was just a brilliant idea for him to stop calling the plays and be the head coach. I really think there's more accountability throughout. I think there have been less mistakes this year, a lot less, and then Howie Roseman really upgraded the talent. There's no doubt about that.
Well, he made one big move that got the general manager of the Tennessee Titans fired, John Robinson, where he was able to pry away A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown got that GM fired, yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
When he said no to the money that they offered, so. And it wasn't nearly the opportunity that he could see there was in Philly with Jalen Hurts.
Well, A.J. Brown has been great. And then when that deal occurred, people said, well, do they have enough footballs? Are there enough passes in this offense to keep Devontae Smith happy?
They had weeks like that, too, where there weren't.
And you know what the funny thing is? Devontae Smith ended up with more receptions than A.J. Brown. And 95 receptions.
2,000-yard receivers. We'll have to ask our guest tonight.
Well, we have a great guest tonight. You're going to meet him in a few minutes. We'll take a break now, and then we'll have more for our guest when he comes over in a few minutes. Okay, we have a great guest tonight. I've been around a lot of coaches.
An all-timer.
And I think Nick has done a great job, and I'm still close friends with Doug Peterson, who has done a marvelous job this year in Jacksonville. But my favorite coach, when people say, who is your favorite coach of all time, I never hesitate. He is here with us tonight. He is a member of the Hall of Fame, deservingly so, and you will meet our guest, Dick Vermeil, in just a moment.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Our seasonal menu items are now available at all Chickies and Pete's locations. Enjoy our bomb pork belly tacos or share a plate of South Philly crab fries featuring our world-famous crab fry cheese sauce. Topped with porchetta-style pork belly, fried onions, and shaved provolone. Don't miss our specialty cocktails like the stateside mint chocotini or cranberry margarita. Pick up some Chickie and Pete's gift cards, the perfect gift for everyone on your holiday list. Chickies and Pete's.
Fall into relaxation at Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. For an introductory price of just $69.95, enjoy the tranquility of their massage services and the rejuvenating glow their facial services provide. They even have specialty services such as a pumpkin facial or their signature hot stone massage. Restore, relax, and reset at one of Hand and Stone's 57 locations in Delaware, South Jersey, and Philadelphia, including the Lehigh Valley. For an introductory price of just $69.95. Call or book online at handandstone.com. Restrictions apply. See spa for details.
Ventresca Limited, the Delaware Valley men's store, is located in historic Doylestown. For casual clothing in denim to business suits and tuxedos, Ventresca Limited has a large selection you have to see to believe. The experienced and knowledgeable sales staff can show you the many brand labels that have made Ventresca Limited in Doylestown a must for men concerned about their image. Select from Canali, Brax Jeans, Hickey Freeman, Johnson Murphy Footwear, and much more. Custom alterations are free. Visit Ventresca Limited on the web at ventresca.com.
Don't hang out alone in the man cave this football season. Hang out at Cheerleaders with sexy entertainers, $4 Miller Lights, Jameson specials, and awesome game day prizes during all Sunday and Monday football games. Stop in before, during, or after the game to see your favorite entertainers and your chance to win an awesome game day prize. The most epic game day experience is at Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, where champions play. Open daily from noon till 2 a.m.
This is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for autopay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
You are not just building a company. You are helping to build your community. For 150 years, Penn Community Bank has been strengthening our region, serving as a trusted partner and resource for businesses like yours. Our team of business bankers can get you where you need to go. Real relationships, expert advice, swift solutions to power your growth. Start here, grow here, stay here. Penn Community Bank. Here we are, and here we grow. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
Enjoy a world of Italian wine and cuisine in nearby Philadelphia at Grand Cafe L'Aquila. This Italian landmark cafe offers a wide variety of Italian options for both lunch and dinner, and before you leave, try their award-winning gelatos. Offering an online market for your favorite meats, cheeses, coffee, and much more, it's Grand Cafe L'Aquila website at grandcafel'Aquila.com. Call them today at 215-568-5600. That's 215-568-5600, or visit them at their flagship location at 1716 Chestnut Street in Philadelphia. The world of Italian cuisine is only a 30-minute drive away at Grand Cafe L'Aquila. We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Delaware County Times Birds reporter Bob Grotz and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
And back we are here at Chickies and Pete's in Audubon, Pennsylvania. My favorite guest. Every year he comes and joins us. He's a great friend. He's one of the greatest coaches in the history of the National Football League. And you can throw it in college football history, too. And he is our own Dick Vermeil. Great to see you, Coach.
Merrill, always great to line up with you. Yeah, you exaggerate my greatness.
No, I
believe
do
me.
not.
You and Billy Worndale, you two guys. If I had an ego problem, you guys created it. I'll tell you.
No, you don't have an ego problem. You've been the hardest working coach, and you must appreciate what a young coach like Nick Sirianni has done. You were a very young coach when you came here. You were still in your 30s.
Yeah, I really appreciate and respect what they've done this year. It's people don't realize how hard that is to do, and it starts above. The owner and to Howie. Nobody's done a better job than Howie did this year.
No,
nobody. And when he gives you the good players, and then you take advantage of their talents and beat good football teams like they have all year, a remarkable job.
You say the owner, and the fact of the matter is they have a great owner.
No question.
Who does not interfere with the football matters. He lets people do their jobs, and that's a key. And I say that right now knowing what is going on around the league. you have a team like Houston, who in successive years has hired a coach and fired him after 1 year. I thought my friend David Culley did a great job last year, winning 4 games with nothing, the whole mess with Deshaun Watson, and boom, out the door after
And
the
don't
last
forget
game.
the Colts,
Oh, the Colts are another. Oh my, the Irsay family. Oh, I don't think you'd be happy there.
I just don't understand it. Just take Irsay.
Yeah,
He's got a Hall of Fame general manager in Bill, Polian, and then a Hall of Fame quarterback, in Manning, and don't use those guys as reference as to what to do in putting a guy in a leadership position. It confuses me. And you were talking about Houston. Houston is almost like the old New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, they used to change every 5 minutes.
But I've broken this down. There's like 519 coaches have carried the title of NFL head football coaches, including interim coaches.
519.
Okay, and 29.9% have been fired after the first year.
Really?
That's a history. That's the profile of the league.
Wow. One of those, justifiably so, was fired after 1 year in San Francisco. Chip Kelly, by the way. I had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
He's on Merrill's,
you were my favorite.
He's on Merrill's top 5 list,
You
right?
were my favorite coach. He was my least favorite coach. He had no communication skills.
Well, he was different, but I thought he was a good football coach, and he did it in his own way, unique way. And I say this, if the 49ers leave him alone and let him work for 5 years, he probably ends up winning. But nobody gets that opportunity anymore.
It's interesting to hear coaches and hear organizations say, we're looking for a coach who comes from the offensive side of the ball, or we're looking for a coach who comes from the defensive side of the ball, the way Ray Rhodes was. I say it doesn't matter. I say when you talk about a head coach, I use you as the example. I tell people if you look in the dictionary under the word charisma, there's a picture of Dick Vermeil, because it's motivation, it's organizational skills, it's the ability to communicate with people and to get the most out of them, and to have the authority to be tough, and yet the feeling that they like you also. It's a combination of things. Do you feel? I don't think it matters what side of the ball, because you went out and you got a great defensive coordinator in Marion Campbell. Nick is offense. He's got a wonderful defensive coordinator in Jonathan Gannon, despite what Angelo thinks. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think a head coach should be judged on which side of the ball he comes from.
I don't think he should be judged that way, but if you study history, defensive coaches have had a tougher time in that they have a hard time hiring the offensive coordinator that complements them as a defensive coordinator. What you're really talking about is someone has overall leadership skills
yes.
to put, regardless of what package, what talent you have, put them together in an organization. And when I went back into coaching after 14 years, I did it 100% different than I did when I came here.
Did you?
Or had done. Yeah, because I didn't run my own offense. I didn't call my own plays. I didn't coach my own quarterbacks. Jaworski and I lived together for 6 years down there. So I couldn't, because I'd been gone for 14 years. So I did it a different way. I had 51% control of everything in regard to football, and I made sure we did a good job in the talent area. I made sure that we created an atmosphere in which people enjoyed coming to work, even when you're losing. Because you take over true losing teams, they've really been losing for a long time. You're going to lose for a while. And to be able to build a team within a losing environment, you have to do a halfway decent job of leadership. And what you said earlier, the leadership thing, what I found out about myself, not running my own offense, not programming the practices and all this kind of stuff myself, when I went on the field, I saw more of everything every day. I really did. I can remember standing in the secondary and walking off the practice field, because I'm sitting there watching the defense, and there's a scout team quarterback throwing the ball against us, and I'd walk off the field and say to Peter Junter and John Bunting,
they were co-defensive
they were
coordinators.
coordinating the defense.
Yeah.
And we're running I'm standing there with them, and I'd say, either this quarterback we have over there, Kurt Warner, can play, or our defense.
I saw the movie.
Yeah, but you can just, you just see more. Yeah. Also, you see more in your coaches.
You think
and I would go around
yeah.
and I'd sit in a different team meeting, in position meeting all the time, continually.
Mm-hmm. You think that's happening with Nick?
Oh, I don't know how Nick does it, but
Nick-
whatever he's
Nick
doing,
does
I
go-
wouldn't change. He's doing a great job.
Well, Nick does go into different meetings.
Yeah.
And the one thing Nick changed this year, he doesn't call the plays.
Yeah.
He gave that over to Shane Steichen.
Yeah, I miss not doing it, but I couldn't do it because I'd been away from it. I did it. I took it over my first year, or no, I took it over my second year. In the midseason, I'm going to take it over. I called a plays against Minnesota Vikings. We got beat like 31-29, and we weren't a very good team. And on Monday was a terrible accident within my program, and one of my players had an auto accident. A person was killed.
Oh.
So I spend that whole week within that environment handling those problems. No way could I call a plays next week. So I went back. I said, Jerry, you weren't doing a bad job. Take it over. There's too many distractions. You know, Belichick doesn't call his plays. You know, he's standing on the sideline.
Right.
He didn't call the defense.
That's
but
the
he
problem.
still leads the
Now he's-
program.
Now
you
he's
know?
got defensive guys calling
He's
the plays.
got
yeah.
Matt Patricia, who was a defensive coordinator,
That's
calling
kinda,
his plays.
He's the mad scientist, yeah.
I don't understand that.
But, Dick, you called the plays in Kansas City, right?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No, Al Saunders called them.
Oh, okay. Because that offense was incredible, too.
Yeah. You know, that offense, which I'm proud of, is would lead the league this year.
Uh-huh.
And
It'd be
Mike,
number one.
That was
number one
ahead
in
of
the
its
NFL this
time.
year.
Yeah.
and Mike Morse called them in St. Louis.
Right. And that offense would be leading the league this year, too, in terms of points scored.
Would they really?
Yeah. The defense I
That's
had here.
That's the greatest show on turf.
Yeah. The defense I had here with Marion Campbell coaching would lead the league by over almost 2 points a game over San Francisco.
Wow.
This year. But, you know, the people weren't, they didn't see as much at that time. You know, people do so much more with the ball today. You can remember Vince Lombardi saying I had 4 running plays.
Yeah.
Anybody ran them awfully well. You know,
Yeah.
And everybody did it well. But today it's volume, and it's amazing what they do.
Did you see the play that the Chiefs ran the other night when
I was
everybody
there.
went into his? You were
I was
there.
in the, no, I was there watching it. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
You were at that game?
No, I was a game week before.
Oh, the week before.
Yeah.
And they go through the whole merry-go-round and then
You know
get
what
into formation.
You know what they do on Saturday? Andy allows the offensive guys to go on the field without coaches and dream up one play. That was their play they dreamt up that week. They don't always call it. Now, Andy told me a week ago Saturday that he was going to let the guys call the play they dreamt up. I didn't see it. This last week, I saw it. I said, what the hell? Carol started laughing. What are they doing?
Yeah, I mean, they look like the June
Ring
Taylor
around the
dancers.
rosy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It did, well, it worked, but it got called back
Called
on
back.
a penalty.
Yeah.
I have to ask you about penalties. I've seen some penalties lately, and the officials do a good job because it's a tough job.
Overall, they do a good job.
And it's a tough sport to officiate.
Yeah.
But I mean, how can you call ineligible receiver downfield when the play began at the 2-yard line?
You can't.
You can't.
Doesn't mean it isn't done, but you can't. That's not legal.
But they did it.
Yeah.
And nobody overruled it. Sometimes you get the officials, and after a play's called, they get together and they say, hey, do you know what you just did?
Yeah.
And they change it. They didn't change this.
Yeah, I don't understand.
If that's the case, that game isn't even close Sunday.
No, I know it. You know, as I watch as a fan, like you're working, I'm a fan. I'm skipping to the real close football games played today between good football teams are decided by a good or a bad call. A good call for the guys that win, a bad call for the guys that lost. It's amazing. A touchdown call back. A week ago, I'm watching, they call it illegal chop block. It was no more an illegal chop block in the man in the moon. But it cost them a touchdown, they cost them the game.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen that happen. We give the officials so much to call today.
Yeah.
Yeah, my gosh.
Yeah,
you know, they're the same. They still only have 2 eyes.
Yeah.
You know, there's just too many things.
I agree with that, yeah. I mean, the rules book is just, it's turned into an encyclopedia.
You mentioned Belichick. I heard Belichick say that a coach should be able to challenge anything.
Yeah.
He still has the same 3 challenges, but he should be able to challenge holding, or he should be able to challenge ineligible receiver downfield, or any of those things. He should have the right to challenge. They're very restricted in what can be challenged.
I know they are, and I think it's going to keep liberalizing. I think I would bet next year roughing the passer will be a
challengeable.
Challengeable, yeah. You know, what I don't understand is why we have all these officials now sitting in the box, TV guys that are retired, Why they just say, what was it? Not a penalty. But move on rather than standing 5 minutes on the sideline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real distraction.
They said it's supposed to be no more than 90 seconds.
Yeah, but it always is.
It is. It absolutely is. All right, we could talk forever, and we will. But we're going to take a little break and then back with more with Dick Vermeil right after this.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. The holidays bring out our seasonal favorites. Try our garlic truffle burger topped with Gruyere, garlicky truffle mushrooms, arugula, and truffle aioli. And sink your teeth into our spicy Thai peanut wings, classic or boneless. Pair any of our seasonal menu items with one of our holiday specialty cocktails, like the chocolate raspberry martini or the You're a Mean One signature cocktail. Sure to put a smile on the Grinch himself. And don't forget our world-famous crab fries, Chickies and Pete's.
Fall into relaxation at Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. For an introductory price of just $69.95, enjoy the tranquility of their massage services and the rejuvenating glow their facial services provide. They even have specialty services such as a pumpkin facial or their signature hot stone massage. Restore, relax, and reset at one of Hand and Stone's 57 locations in Delaware, South Jersey, and Philadelphia, including the Lehigh Valley. For an introductory price of just $69.95. Call or book online at handandstone.com. Restrictions apply. See spa for details.
Tune in Tuesdays at 9:30 for Senior Real Estate Planning with me, Christina Swain, with Opus Elite Real Estate. Thinking about making a move? Call me for a free in-home consultation where I will give you tips to help you prepare your home for the market to net the most. Check out buckscountyboomers.com for all your downsizing needs. 215-395-6277.
All tires aren't the same, and neither are all tire dealers. Michelin Tires offer safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Trust the tire experts at CJ's Tire and Automotive in Fairless Hills. They'll get you in and out in no time, and their everyday low prices on BF Goodrich and Michelin tires can't be beat. CJ's Tire and Automotive. Better, faster, and more affordable. Ventresca Limited, the Delaware Valley men's store, is located in historic Doylestown. For casual clothing in denim to business suits and tuxedos, Ventresca Limited has a large selection you have to see to believe. The experienced and knowledgeable sales staff can show you the many brand labels that have made Ventresca Limited in Doylestown a must for men concerned about their image. Select from Canali, Brax Jeans, Hickey Freeman, Johnson Murphy Footwear, and much more. Custom alterations are free. Visit Ventresca Limited on the web at ventresca.com.
Don't hang out alone in the man cave this football season. Hang out at Cheerleaders with sexy entertainers, $4 Miller Lights, Jameson specials, and awesome game day prizes during all Sunday and Monday football games. Stop in before, during, or after the game to see your favorite entertainers and your chance to win an awesome game day prize. The most epic game day experience is at Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, where champions play. Open daily from noon till 2 a.m.
When an Eagles player gets hurt, the team takes care of him. When you get hurt, the attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will take care of you. They understand that a severe accident can be a life-altering event. You need a reliable teammate to fight for you. The attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio will get you great results. And if there's no recovery, there's no fee. Contact them today at 215-750-0110 for a free consultation. 215-750-0110 for a reliable ally that's on your side.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
For more than 125 years, the Philadelphia Protestant Home has been family to seniors living independently or in personal care and skilled nursing. PPH also provides peace of mind, security to eligible residents who no longer can afford their living expenses. PPH offers spacious studio 1 and 2 bedroom apartments with balcony, patio, and garden view options. Call now to schedule a tour, 215-697-8000, or visit us on the web at pphfamily.org. At PPH, we're family.
A flawless occasion begins at the Capitol Grill. From the moment you step into the Capitol Grill, located in the heart of Center City, the experience is one of comfortable elegance. Whether you're looking to host a private affair, a perfect lunch stop, or dinner destination, start your occasion at the Capitol Grill today. Visit thecapitolgrill.com or call 215-545-9588. That's 215-545-9588 for the Capitol Grill, Center City.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Delaware County Times Birds reporter Bob Grotz and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
It is time now for this week's injury review, brought to you by the attorneys at Begley, Carlin, and Mandio. Contact them today for a free consultation at 215-806-3689, 215-806-3689. Robert.
We did get some good news on the injury front last week. Jalen Hurts returned, and he's all systems are go with him. And also, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson played, as we mentioned, all 63 snaps and played well. So that's another great thing because they were a little bit depleted in the back end of that defense. Now, Josh Sweat, he had the neck injury where he was carted off the field. They're hopeful that he's going to be able to play throughout the playoffs, so that's good news. Nick Sirianni said that today. And Avante Maddox, no real update. He had that toe injury.
Yeah.
But they didn't put him on injured reserve, meaning that
there's a chance.
They expect that they're going to get something out of him. So, and Lane Johnson, talking with some of the players, talking with Jason Kelsey, Lane is going to be back for the playoffs, for sure. So all of that bodes well, and they got an extra week to heal. So.
Amazing. Dick Vermeil, Lane Johnson is, Nick Sirianni calls him the best tackle. He says not just right tackle, he calls him the best tackle in football. He's right up there, certainly. Can you imagine he's going to play with a torn abdominal muscle?
Yeah.
You know, what I worry about that is that because of his courage and his toughness and the treatment he's getting, he feels he can play, and he goes and plays 10 plays, and all of a sudden he can't play anymore. Then your other guy has got to step in, and he may not be getting the same preparation to be the starter to play. I've experienced that and made that mistake myself.
Did you?
Have it backfire. And Tommy Prothro, when I worked for him 3 years as his offensive coordinator, one at UCLA and 2 at the Rams, he said, never play a slightly injured starter over a backup, because sooner or later you're going to find out he isn't what he's supposed to be. And, I always kept that in the back of my mind from a philosophical standpoint. Hopefully, Johnson can do it. But what you worry about is all of a sudden in the heat of the battle, it goes wrong again, and now he can't play at all.
Yeah, and that position, too.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, bull rushes, tremendous torquing.
Yeah.
It does seem like an almost overwhelming task, to get through that healthy.
Well, he is really a finesse tackle. I mean, he's a very graceful, technique guy. You don't see him physically dominating people. You see him winning the battle all the time, but it is very clever, very smooth, very graceful, and the guy doesn't get to the quarterback.
Yeah. I've always felt that one of the most important coaches, because we always talk about coordinators, I've always thought one of the most important coaches on the staff is your offensive line coach.
No question about it. I was the first guy in the league that ever had 2 offensive line coaches.
Is that right? But here, tell me this, Dick.
You had 2. Yeah. I don't remember the second one. Yeah.
Well, Kenny Hyman.
Okay.
Here,
Oh,
because,
wow.
you got a quarterback coach, a guy coaching the quarterback or coaching the running back. You got 2 running backs. You got 5 offensive linemen starting, and you've got usually in the training camp especially, you got 3 deep at every position, and one guy coach them. Wrong. So I always had two coaches, and then once we came together as a team, one guy coached the backside, one guy coached the onside. And so you didn't have to wait the film studies to make a correction.
Here's an interesting fact. When you came to the Eagles, your staff consisted of you and how many assistant coaches?
10 assistants. It was
10
the
assistants.
largest coaching staff by 3 coaches at that time, believe it or not.
Do you know what the average staff has today?
what?
23.
Is it really
There
that
are
high?
23 assistant coaches with Nick Sirianni.
Yeah. Well, that's one reason, too. They can still do a real good job of coaching with only 2 hours of practice. We used to stay 2.5 to 3 hours, okay, with fewer coaches. But now you can spread the coaching over more people and maybe do every bit as good a job. I don't know. I'd be leery of it, but they're certainly doing a great job.
There were afternoons. Now, you didn't have to watch the clock, right?
No, nothing.
You didn't have to watch the clock. You know, I did a thing at the music at the it was out in Belmont Park, the music fair here in Philadelphia a few years ago with the Philadelphia Orchestra. It was called a Sports-tacular night. And so I did that thing. So I had to go to a few rehearsals. And the rehearsals had to be a certain amount of time, and they could be in the middle of a number, and the conductor would take down the baton and say, stop, because union regulations meant that they could only, if it was 60 minutes, it could not be 60 minutes and 15 seconds.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
it's the same thing at football.
Now it is, yes.
They are restricted by seconds or minutes of how much they can practice.
Yeah.
That would have driven you nuts.
No, I couldn't have done it. I wouldn't have not. See, what happens now, and that's why these young coaches are doing a great job, is that you take over a new football team that's been losing. Normally, a head coach takes over a losing team, and you have no more opportunity to work harder than the teams that have already been beating you. You've got to stay within there, so you have to rely much more on your personnel department and more coaches to coach individually with the positions to bring them together. That's why, like Nick has done a spectacular job with his guys. You know, they're getting a lot out of 2 hours, probably as much as I was getting out of 3. Yeah.
Well, they have so much in the way of meetings.
Yeah.
And the facility is amazing. You've been through NovaCare where they have all of these different meeting rooms. I mean, I don't know how you did it with what you had at the event.
Well, you know, I thought it was elaborate because I'd been an assistant at the Rams, and we were at Blair Field in Long Beach, which was a minor league baseball stadium.
Oh, was that
I'm serious. And our offices were above the golf course offices. Really. We were all, it was not very comfortable, believe me.
I could see Dick Vermeil nowadays. I think you'd be a big texter, too.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. Dick Vermeil would be just as great a coach today as you were.
Well, that's a nice compliment.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Dick,
I appreciate you saying that.
You have some great statistics that you've prepared because you're the only one who comes to the show and does homework. I want you to know that.
Yeah.
But Billy came on one time. He not only didn't bring notes, he forgot everything. So anyhow, tell us the comparisons you have with the offense and the defense that makes this team so special.
I just broke them down in categories here, and our defensive team is, they're number 1 in the NFL in a number of different things. Most important, team defense, they're number 3. Yards per play, number 1. Yards allowed passing, number 1. Net yards per pass attempt, number 1. Quarterback sacks, number 1.
Yeah.
The weaknesses are average of what the other teams are doing, and our offense is number 2, number 2, number 2, number 1. Number 1 in rushing touchdowns, 32, and the second one is far, far behind. And their only weakness is percentage of sacks given up per pass attempt. It's for the quality of the offensive line, they give up too many sacks.
But that happens a bit with a running quarterback too.
Yes, but something's making him run.
Yeah.
On a pass call. So those kind of things that their net yard per punt is 31 in the league. And they give up more yards per kickoff return. And you never know when that's going to jump and bite you.
Yeah.
Just like that opening play of
in the Bills game.
Bills game.
Yeah.
My God, he takes two back.
Well, I think that was divine intervention in the aftermath of what happened.
Because, you know that Belichick's teams are going to be extremely well coached on special teams. But all of a sudden, bang, there it goes.
Yeah. So Dick, I'm really curious. Like, You've seen all these teams play.
Well,
this
we're going
year.
to talk about that
Oh,
in the
yeah.
last segment of the show.
Oh, really?
About the games coming up. Yeah, I think
because I have my own rankings. Yeah,
Okay.
but I'd be really curious. Okay, do you need me to say something else? Yeah. No, the French fries are fantastic here.
Well, they are. The
salmon sandwich was
the
pretty
one
good,
thing,
too.
And the salmon.
The one thing I didn't say to you, we haven't spoken about. So I'm just going to say 2 words right here, just 2 words, and I'm going to let you do a verbal essay.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts.
Gifted, taking advantage of his talent, his character and stable ego allows him to keep improving, and he'll keep improving. There's no substitute for wisdom and experience, and he's playing as if he already has both, but he will, because of the way he appears to think, he will continue to get a little better on a lot of little things, no matter how good he becomes, and that's a rare quality. He's a rare package.
He is.
He really is. I give him credit to his family. He was raised in football.
He was.
He was raised in football, and I always felt that was an advantage when we were scouting kids and drafting. And if I saw a kid had dad was a coach, I gave him a plus.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing if he was in a military family, draft him. You're not going to have to spend much time disciplining him or organizing his work ethics and all that. He is going to be ready. And Jalen is a rare combination.
He is.
Very rare combination.
And the dedication that he has. I mean, he just loves
That's
it.
what I mean. And a year ago, I questioned if he was ever going to be able to be the exact passer. But right now, there's nobody in the league throws that 9 going away, fade down the line better than he does.
No.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And it's great when you have A.J. Brown going up for it, too.
Oh, yeah, it do help.
Yeah.
I got a defensive guy for you. I consider him one of the best defensive players on the team. Hassan Reddick. I mean, it's a unique position, but how would you break him down?
Character.
Yeah.
He
was a walk-on at Temple.
He never takes a slow, lack of energy snap. He's never saving anything for the next play. And offensive tackles don't set perfect every time. If they set perfect every time, they block you more perfectly all the time. But if that offensive tackle makes one mistake fundamentally, he's got it.
He's a big film
because
guy.
He's coming. He's my Carl Harrison. He's coming every snap. Yeah, there's no playoff.
I saw articles, and I've heard people compare Dallas's Micah Parsons to Lawrence Taylor, and I say, then you never saw Lawrence Taylor.
Then they never saw Lawrence play.
No.
Then they never had a coach against him.
No.
Oh, boy. That Parsons awfully good, though.
Yeah.
He's awfully good. But Lawrence Taylor, he was a gift from God for football, okay?
He gave offensive coordinators nightmares, didn't he?
You're looking at one. Yeah. You know what he said to me? I saw him at the hall we were visiting. He said, Coach, I damn near prevented you from getting in the hall.
he almost prevented Ron Jaworski from living.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Boy.
Joe Theismann.
Within the first 2 games that we first year, the first 2 games, we tried 3 different approaches to block him, and none of them worked. And then we figure out a way to do it semi-good, and then they started moving him around.
That's amazing.
Amazing. Well, Bill Parcells, nobody coached defense any better than Bill.
Is there anything about this Eagles team after 17 games that concerns you going into the playoffs?
Well, they're such a graceful, smooth-running offensive scheme, and the defense, how they're just so efficient. I don't know how many times they've been tested physically tough. 49ers are physically tough, and they have been tested. I don't know if our team has been tested yet, and they will be. And how they respond will define what they are. Yeah.
How about the 49ers playing with the last player picked in the draft? They call him Mr. Irrelevant. Yeah. He's a rookie named Brock Purdy. Where does he come from? And isn't there a point where he will wake up in the playoffs and see those bright lights and say, wow?
No, I just think he's one of those guys. And
early.
And he's at the right place. No one's coaching those guys any better than the 49ers do. Yeah, They're amazing. They're extremely well coached football.
He's
team.
5-0
Yeah.
as the starter.
Right,
I mean,
right.
that's amazing.
And you look at his numbers and what he's doing, touchdown to interception ratios and all that, and how poised that he looks. There are kids that have that gift. You know, Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
You know, to this day, no quarterback has ever played the first 5 games of his career at the level that he played.
Is that right?
No, not even close. And what they need is an opportunity to show it.
Well, how about this? In his first 19 starts, his last 19 starts, Jalen Hurts in his last 19 starts is 18-1.
Yeah.
As a starter.
And I say great, but I give both sides of the ball, coaching staff, an A+.
Yes.
Yeah. They have done a marvelous job.
Well, Merrill, we better take a break because
Okay.
we got to get back to this.
Okay,
Yeah.
we will do it. All right. We'll take a break and we'll be back with Dick Vermeil right after this.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Our seasonal menu items are now available at all Chickies and Pete's locations. Enjoy our bomb pork belly tacos or share a plate of South Philly crab fries featuring our world-famous crab fry cheese sauce. Topped with porchetta-style pork belly, fried onions, and shaved provolone. Don't miss our specialty cocktails like the stateside mint chocotini or cranberry margarita. Pick up some Chicky and Pete's gift cards, the perfect gift for everyone on your holiday list. Chickies and Pete's.
All tires aren't the same, and neither are all tire dealers. Michelin tires offer safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Trust the tire experts at CJ's Tire and Automotive in Fairless Hills. They'll get you in and out in no time, and their everyday low prices on BF Goodrich and Michelin tires can't be beat. CJ's Tire and Automotive. Better, faster, and more affordable. Ventresca Limited, the Delaware Valley men's store, is located in historic Doylestown. For casual clothing in denim to business suits and tuxedos, Ventresca Limited has a large selection you have to see to believe. The experienced and knowledgeable sales staff can show you the many brand labels that have made Ventresca Limited in Doylestown a must for men concerned about their image. Select from Canali, Brax Jeans, Hickey Freeman, Johnson Murphy Footwear, and much more. Custom alterations are free. Visit Ventresca Limited on the web at ventresca.com.
A truly unique dining experience awaits you at Fogo de Chão. Fogo de Chão awes patrons with their history and tradition of authentic Brazilian steakhouse, offering many cuts of decadent fire-roasted meats prepared over an open fire and served tableside by trained gaucho chefs. Currently featuring a holiday promotion. If you reserve your party now, your guests are rewarded with 2 gifts of your choosing. Contract required. Fogo de Chão, 1337 Chestnut Street in Center City, Philadelphia. For reservations, go to www.fogo.com or call 215-636-9700.
Have you or a family member been involved in an accident? If so, you need to call an experienced lawyer you can trust. You need to call the personal injuries lawyers at Velter, Urofsky, Zoftis, and Sokolson. If you or someone you know has been in an automobile, motorcycle, truck, slip and fall, or drunk driving accident, contact Velter, Urofsky, Zoftis, and Sokolson. Call 215-969-3004. Again, that number is 215-969-3004.
Fall into relaxation at Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. For an introductory price of just $69.95, enjoy the tranquility of their massage services and the rejuvenating glow their facial services provide. They even have specialty services such as a pumpkin facial or their signature hot stone massage. Restore, relax, and reset at one of Hand and Stone's 57 locations in Delaware, South Jersey, and Philadelphia, including the Lehigh Valley, for an introductory price of just $69.95. Call or book online at handandstone.com. Restrictions apply. See spa for details.
Planning to go to the game? Give LimoToday.com a call. You'll get to the game and back safely and in style. Why worry about the traffic and parking when you can relax and let LimoToday.com do the driving for you and your friends? And if you book a 5-hour trip with LimoToday.com, you'll get the 6-hour free. From sedans to minibuses to vans and stretch limos, let LimoToday.com get you to the game. Give them a call at 1-866-LIMO-TODAY. That's 1-866-LIMO-TODAY.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, Delaware County Times Birds reporter Bob Grotz and voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese.
And back we are at Chickies and Pete's in Audubon, Pennsylvania. Bob, it is time for this week's Penworth Financial Keys to the Game. The key to your financial future is Penworth Financial. Call them today at 267-997-4503 or visit penworth.com. Well, the Penworth people are great,
yes,
but they understand that we cannot pick the keys to an Eagles game when we don't know who they're
I
playing.
think it's going to be the Giants, though.
You think it's going to be the Giants.
And
all
here's
right.
the keys for that game.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
We're going to wait because we're going to talk about the playoffs coming up right now with Dick Vermeil and see how he feels. All right, of this weekend's games.
Well, these aren't the exact matchups, but I'm just wondering, Dick, how do you rank some of these teams? Like, obviously the Eagles and the 49ers are the class of the NFC.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
And I think the 49ers and the Cowboys are the only two teams that could beat the Eagles.
Okay.
And they shouldn't. But, you know,
biggest
you
threats.
only have to be the best team game day.
Right.
Especially now, unlike the NBA or Major League Baseball, it's not a series of best of 7.
Yeah.
You got to get her done today. And sometimes a bad call beats you, and sometimes you get the good call, But I can't see anybody. Those other teams are just happy to be in the playoffs.
Why are the 49ers why are they a good team in your mind? I mean,
they're very talented on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Very talented on defense. They're talented on offense. They've done a great job of coaching the offensive scheme. It's a little bit old-fashioned. They come off the ball. There's a higher percentage of handoffs to the tailback position. I formation gives the running back a better chance to demonstrate what he has the ability to do rather than always. There's too much shotgun in the whole National Football League. And you start watching the playoffs, some of the best teams, they got the guy back there.
It's interesting that Kyle Shanahan is the guy getting a lot of credit, deserves a lot of credit. But he's a guy who was run out of Atlanta by practically blowing a Super Bowl when they had that huge lead and he took his foot off the gas pedal.
Well, there's, rather than saying the defense got better.
Yeah.
Someone always has to take the blame. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why it's always better for a coach to right away say it's my fault. Then it doesn't spread the blame over too many people. It's amazing. He did an unbelievable job, or they wouldn't even been in the Super. Then he got him in the lead, and the defense couldn't keep it up.
Yeah.
So I think he might be the number one coach in football right now.
What do you think? What do you think
over Andy?
Well, God, no! Don't put me there. Young. There's nobody better than Andy Reid right now. Nobody.
What does Christian McCaffrey do for the 49ers?
Everything.
Because that was a late season addition.
What can't he do? Maybe block a defensive end.
Okay.
But, I mean, coming out, he's their Marshall Faulk.
Okay.
No limitation.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, has Belichick
Hall of Fame guy? Yeah.
Has Belichick become a worse coach? He doesn't have Tom Brady anymore.
No. Well, they work together.
Right.
Andy Reid has Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Well, who brought him there?
Yeah, Andy Reid.
Andy Reid and his staff. No, it takes a combination, but number one, a talent has got to be there. You can't just manufacture through great coaching of Patrick Mahomes. You can take advantage of all his talents and all that kind of stuff, but the good Lord gifted these kind of guys.
As a young reporter, your first year, I was still just doing pre- and post-game shows, and I came up to you after practice one day, and I said, boy, you've done a really great job with Wilbert Montgomery. What do you think is responsible for the way he's developing? And you said to me, I'll never forget this, you said, his mom and dad.
True.
Yeah.
No, really. Well, Wilbert was gifted.
Yeah, and I'll give you.
We took advantage of it, but imagine he could be another Marshall Faulk today.
Yeah.
Because he had no limitation.
Yeah, I'll tell you another thing that you said to me that still resonates in my mind. That was really funny. Chuck, it was in Pittsburgh. Their coach Chuck Noll was criticized. He had upset Mel Blount because he said he talked about different elements of the team, and he said then we had the criminal element in Mel Blount, and Mel Blount took exception to that. So kiddingly, I said to you one day after practice, I said, Coach, do you have a criminal element on your team? And you said to me, no, do you know where I can get some? I will never forget that as long as I live. But you've had a lot of wonderful players. The thing about Dick is that your players are still your family.
No
to
question.
this day, your guys from UCLA, your guys from every place you've ever coached come to you for advice, not only about football, but about their personal lives, their marriages, their kids. I mean, you've become a lifelong psychologist to hundreds of NFL
You
players.
exaggerate, but
No,
anyway,
I'm not.
Today at my age, I relish those relationships.
Well,
you develop them because it's part of your philosophy.
Right.
I had a lot of kids that showed up at the Hall of Fame. I cut.
Is that right?
Oh yeah. Hey, I had 3 off my Eagle guys that I had cut were there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And
a long time ago.
And they still love you.
Well, and I still care for them, but I still had my responsibilities to the ownership and to my football
Look,
team.
you love the players. Buddy Ryan once said, I love my kids, but they can't play for me.
Yeah.
Anyhow, here we go. All right, first game, Seattle at San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Easy, right?
Yeah. I don't. Playoff games are not easy.
Yeah.
Because both teams are highly motivated.
It's all
and
relative.
skilled, but San Francisco's a better football. They've proved that all year.
But Pete Carroll has done a pretty good job.
No question, he's done a good job. That quarterback's done an amazing job.
Yeah.
Coaching.
Gino,
He was a cast-off, right?
Yeah.
He was leading the league for a long time.
Yeah.
They've had some struggles down the home stretch, but you look at that team and what they had, that's an amazing record.
Yeah. Okay. Chargers, this is a really interesting game. This is Saturday night. Chargers at Jacksonville.
Oh, I like the Chargers.
Well, Chargers, I think, overall are a better football team. And that I think Chargers will beat them, but I hope that Jacksonville wins because of Doug.
I think Doug deserves consideration for Coach of the Year.
Doug's quarterback didn't play well enough to win the other night.
No,
they won in spite of it.
Yeah.
Okay, because you get in those big games, you miss a guy wide open in the end zone, you normally lose a football game.
Yeah.
In the last 6-7 games, he's been hitting everyone that was on. I think the overall magnitude of the game got to him just a little bit. He'll be a lot better this week.
He will, but
2 minutes.
I'm picking Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I'm picking Jacksonville because I think that Trevor Lawrence has made it the right stuff. And now, Justin Herbert's wonderful, too. You're going to see 2 great
That's what I wanted to
quarterbacks.
ask. Where does he rank in that kind of pecking order?
I don't know.
Josh Allen,
I don't know.
Patrick Mahomes.
Right now, I think they give him too much credit.
Okay.
Go ahead and win some big games first.
Okay.
All right.
And coach, don't call everything done 4th down, Mike.
Yeah.
Good one.
Miami at Buffalo. Sean McDermott's become a good coach, hasn't he?
Oh, Buffalo.
Buffalo.
They're a well-coached football team.
3
and,
for Buffalo.
he loses a coach, and they don't lose in performance.
Yeah.
So his coaching staff is well-organized and defined. He's done a great job.
Okay. We have a minute to go. Giants at Minnesota.
I wouldn't doubt the Giants.
I'm with the Giants.
You're both with the Giants.
Minnesota's not very good on defense.
They can't. Yeah, they
I
can't
know,
stop
but
anybody.
they're in Minnesota, and they still have Justin Jefferson. I'm picking Minnesota.
Okay.
All right.
I'm with that.
Baltimore at Cincinnati. To me,
Cincinnati.
it's
I
got to
take Baltimore. I take Baltimore.
You're going to take Baltimore, even if.
No, wait a minute. Not Baltimore. I'm getting Buffalo.
Cincinnati.
No, Cincinnati.
Yeah,
I was thinking Buffalo.
3 for
Excuse me.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking if Lamar can't play, Lamar Jackson.
Burrow's really
They'll
hot.
play.
I'm worried
All right,
about
and
that situation.
finally, Dallas at Tampa Bay. That's a Monday night game.
Dallas.
Who are you taking?
Dallas, when they're on, is as good
You
as any
taking
team
Dallas?
in the NFC.
I'm picking Dallas.
I'm taking Tampa Bay.
Oh, you're taking
I
Tampa-
just got to go the opposite of you
Okay.
on this one. I got to get back in the game.
Okay. All right. We're out of time. We've had the best guest ever, as you know. Thank you so much for coming, Dick.
my
Vermeil.
pleasure.
And
Thank
thank
you.
all of you,
Thank
too.
you. My
so
pleasure.
for Bob Grotz, for Chris Ermer, our engineer, Lee Alexander did absolutely nothing. This is Merrill Reese. Thank you for being here. Good night, everyone.
You've been listening to the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Tonight's show is an exclusive presentation of 1490 AM, as well as 107.3 FM, and heard around the world at WBCB1490.com.